Hey everyone, and welcome back to the NOSR Webs podcast. We've got a deep dive lined up for you today.
Oh, yeah.
All about Polygon, or as you might know it,
Right.
by its ticker symbol, Matic.
Exactly.
But before we get started, a quick reminder to visit the links in the description below for some amazing offers
Absolutely.
that might just make your crypto journey even more exciting.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Now,
Yeah.
let's get down to business.
Okay.
We're going to be diving deep into the world of Polygon and trying to answer that million-dollar question.
Uh-huh.
What does the future hold
Yeah,
for Matic's price?
that's right. And we're going to be looking at this from multiple angles. We'll be unpacking what Polygon is and how it works, dissecting expert price predictions, and even taking a peek at what technical analysis suggests.
Ooh, a little technical analysis. You know I love a good chart deep dive.
Ooh, I was hoping you'd say that.
But for those who are maybe just starting their crypto journey,
Right.
let's break down what Polygon is. In the first place, it's often called a layer 2 scaling solution for Ethereum.
Exactly. You can think of it like this. Imagine Ethereum is a highway, and as it's gotten more popular, traffic has piled up, making things slower and more expensive.
Right, makes sense.
Polygon is like creating a faster, more efficient express lane
Uh-huh.
alongside that congested highway.
Okay, I like that analogy.
There you go.
So Polygon is basically helping to ease some of Ethereum's growing pains.
Yeah, you could say that.
But where does the actual Matic token fit into all of this? What's its role in this express lane we're talking about?
Well, the Matic token is essential to the entire Polygon ecosystem.
Okay.
It's used to pay transaction fees on the network, like the toll you pay to use that express lane. But it's also used for staking, which helps to secure the network and earn rewards, and even for governance, giving you a say in how Polygon evolves.
So it's not just about potential price gains, it's about actually being a part of the Polygon network.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think so.
But let's get to what everyone's really curious about,
Okay.
those price predictions.
Right.
What are the experts saying about where Matic could be headed in the coming years?
Looking at the shorter term, by 2025,
Okay.
many analysts are feeling pretty bullish on Matic.
Makes sense.
The predictions we've seen range from around $2.50 on the more conservative end to a very optimistic $6.
Wow.
On average, those predictions seem to be clustering around the $4 mark.
Okay, so a decent potential upside there.
Yeah, definitely some potential there.
But I know you're not just going to throw numbers at me.
Of course not.
What are the factors driving this optimism? Why are the analysts so bullish on Matic in the first place?
There are a couple of big trends they're pointing to.
Okay, let's hear it.
First, there's this wave of decentralized finance, or DeFi, that's gaining more and more momentum.
DeFi.
Think of DeFi as a new financial system built on blockchain technology. And Polygon is incredibly well positioned to benefit from that because it provides a faster and more cost-effective platform for all those DeFi applications.
Right, DeFi is definitely having a moment.
For sure.
And it seems like Polygon is right in the middle of that action.
Right.
Offering a more user-friendly way to participate in this new financial landscape.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's the other big trend driving these bullish predictions?
NFTs, or non-fungible tokens.
Oh yeah, NFTs. Everyone's talking about NFTs.
Are playing a major role as well.
Yeah.
These are those unique digital assets that represent ownership of things like digital art collectibles, even virtual real estate.
Right.
And again, Polygon's speed and low fees make it a really attractive platform for creators and collectors in the NFT space.
Makes sense. So basically, if these trends continue, Matic could be riding that wave to some pretty impressive gains by 2025.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility.
But we all know crypto can be a bit of a roller coaster.
Oh, yeah.
These predictions are exciting, but it's important to keep things in perspective, right?
Absolutely. It's important to remember that these are just predictions.
Right.
And there are always factors that could influence how things actually play out.
Right. We're not fortune tellers here.
No, we're not.
But let's dive into some of those other predictions for the longer term.
Okay.
What are the experts saying about where Matic could be by 2030 and beyond?
Now, this is where things get even more interesting.
Ooh, I like where this is going.
Some analysts are predicting that Matic could hit $10 by 2030.
Okay.
And we've even seen predictions that go as high as $250 by 2040.
Wow.
And this is a big...
But, okay, here it comes.
Those super bullish predictions really rely on a lot of things going right for Polygon and the broader blockchain space.
Here comes the reality check.
Oh!
I knew it couldn't all be sunshine and rainbows.
Right.
What are the big ifs we need to consider when looking at those longer-term predictions?
Well, first and foremost, it depends on the continued development of the Polygon ecosystem. If they keep innovating, attracting developers, and building out their user base, then those long-term predictions could definitely be within reach.
So it's all about whether Polygon can keep building on its early success.
Exactly.
And really cement itself as a key player in the blockchain world. But before we get too caught up in the excitement of those long-term predictions, let's unpack some of the more specific figures we have from our additional sources.
Absolutely. Our sources provide a bit more of a granular view with predictions for 2025, 2030, and even 2031.
Okay, spill the beans. What are these sources saying?
Well, for 2025, the predictions we have are a bit more conservative, ranging from $1.34 to $1.57.
Gotcha.
With an average of around $1.39.
Okay.
But when we jump ahead to 2030, the predictions get much more bullish.
Okay.
Falling somewhere between $8.93 and $10.51. And for 2031, we have a potential high of $13.01.
Wow. Those are some pretty significant jumps. It seems like the further out we go, the more optimistic those predictions get.
Yeah, it seems that way.
But let's be real, predictions are just one piece of the puzzle.
Right.
We need to look beyond just what the experts are saying and dive into the data itself.
Absolutely.
That's where technical analysis comes in, right?
Exactly. Technical analysis can give us a different perspective on Matic's price potential.
Okay.
It helps us identify trends and patterns in the price charts that can give us clues about where the price might be headed.
Okay, so let's get technical.
Let's do it.
But before we do, I think it's important to remind everyone that technical analysis is just a tool.
Right.
It's not a crystal ball.
Yeah.
It can be helpful for spotting potential opportunities, but it's never a guarantee of future results.
Absolutely. Past performance is never a foolproof indicator of future performance. But technical analysis can help us understand the market sentiment around Matic.
Okay.
And potentially identify interesting entry or exit points.
Right. It's all about adding another layer of insight to our decision-making process.
Exactly.
So without getting too jargony, what can you tell us about Matic's technicals? Are the charts whispering anything juicy?
Well, there are a few key indicators we can look at. First, we have moving averages, which basically tell us the average price of Matic over a specific period of time.
Okay.
These moving averages can help us identify areas of support and resistance where the price might find a floor or a ceiling.
So kind of like those bouncy castles with the inflatable walls that keep you from falling out. Support and resistance are like those bouncy walls for the price of Matic.
Exactly. They help us visualize where the price might bounce back up from or hit a ceiling and potentially pull back.
Gotcha.
Then we have the Relative Strength Index, or RSI.
Okay.
This measures the speed and change of price movements and helps us see if Matic is overbought or oversold.
Okay, so kind of like a momentum gauge. If the RSI is high, it means Matic might be getting a little too hyped up.
Right.
And if it's low, it might be oversold and potentially ready for a rebound.
You got it. And of course, we can't forget about those support and resistance levels we talked about earlier.
Right.
These are price points where buyers and sellers tend to battle it out, and watching how the price reacts around these levels can give us clues about the overall trend.
Got it. So what are these indicators telling us about Matic? Are we seeing any clear trends emerging? Is it time to buckle up for a potential breakout, or should we be bracing for a pullback?
What's fascinating here is that Matic's technical indicators are actually painting a pretty bullish picture.
Oh, really?
We're seeing strong transaction capabilities and growing adoption, which are both really positive signs for its future price potential.
Okay, so even the charts are hinting that Matic might be on the verge of something big. This is getting exciting.
Yeah, it's definitely something to keep an eye on.
But I know there's more to this story than just predictions and technical analysis.
Right.
There are a whole bunch of other factors that could influence where Matic's price goes from here, right?
You're absolutely right. There are a lot of moving pieces in the crypto world, and it's important to consider the bigger picture. Factors like layer 2 adoption, institutional interests, technological upgrades, the regulatory environment, and even strategic partnerships.
Wow. That's a lot to unpack.
It is.
Okay, so it's not just about the tech itself, it's about the entire ecosystem surrounding it. Sounds like we've got a lot more ground to cover.
Yeah, we do.
But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's take a quick break.
Sounds good.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more on the exciting world of Polygon.
We'll be right here. And we're back diving even deeper into the fascinating world of Polygon. Before the break, we were starting to touch on those bigger picture factors that could impact Matic's price.
Right.
One of the most significant is the rise of Layer 2 solutions like Polygon itself.
Right, we talked about how Polygon acts like an express lane for Ethereum, making transactions faster and cheaper. But it's not the only player in the Layer 2 game, is it?
Right.
There must be other projects vying for a piece of that action.
You're absolutely right. The Layer 2 space is getting increasingly competitive with several other promising solutions emerging. But that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Oh, really?
Competition often drives innovation and ultimately benefits users by pushing everyone to improve.
So it's like a race to see who can build the fastest, most efficient, and user-friendly express lane.
Yeah, you could say that.
I guess it makes sense. But what makes Polygon stand out from the crowd? Why should someone choose their express lane over another?
Well, Polygon has a few key advantages. First, it has a strong first-mover advantage. It was one of the earliest Layer 2 solutions to gain significant traction.
Okay.
And it has built a solid reputation for reliability and performance.
Okay, so they've got a bit of a head start. What else is working in Polygon's favor?
Polygon has also been very strategic in forming partnerships with some major players. We mentioned Nike and Adobe earlier, but they've also teamed up with Disney, Stripe, and even Meta, formerly Facebook.
Wow, those are some seriously big names. It's like they're assembling a crypto all-star team. But what's the significance of these partnerships? Are they just for show, or do they have real substance?
These partnerships are anything but superficial. They're bringing mainstream recognition and legitimacy to Polygon, demonstrating real-world use cases beyond just the crypto space.
Yeah.
When a company like Disney, with its massive global reach, chooses Polygon, it signals to the market that this technology is here to stay.
Right. It's like getting a stamp of approval from some of the most respected names in the world. But let's zoom out a bit and talk about the broader crypto landscape.
Yeah.
How do the overall trends in the crypto market influence Polygon's prospects?
That's a great question. The crypto market is incredibly dynamic and interconnected. What happens in one area can ripple out and impact everything else. One of the factors that could have a major impact on the entire crypto market, including Polygon, is the potential approval of spot Bitcoin ETFs.
ETFs, I've heard that term thrown around a lot, but I'm still not entirely sure what they are or why they're such a big deal. Can you break it down for me?
Sure. An ETF, or exchange traded fund, is essentially a basket of assets that you can buy and sell on traditional stock exchanges. Right now, there are Bitcoin futures ETFs, which track the future price of Bitcoin. But a spot Bitcoin ETF would actually hold Bitcoin itself.
Okay, I'm starting to see the difference. But why is a spot Bitcoin ETF such a game changer?
Well, if a spot Bitcoin ETF gets approved by regulators, it could open the floodgates for institutional investors like big investment funds and pension funds to invest in Bitcoin directly. And that could bring a massive influx of capital into the crypto market as a whole.
Oh, so more institutional money flowing into crypto could create a rising tide that lifts all boats, including Polygon.
It would bring more legitimacy and stability to the market, attracting even more investors, and potentially driving up the price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, including Matic. But of course, the regulatory landscape is always evolving. And there's no guarantee that a spot Bitcoin ETF will be approved anytime soon.
The crypto world can be a bit of a regulatory roller coaster. Speaking of which, how does the overall regulatory environment impact Polygon's future? Governments around the world are still trying to figure out how to deal with this whole crypto thing, right?
Absolutely. The regulatory landscape is a critical factor to consider. Clear and consistent regulations are essential for fostering innovation and attracting investment.
Makes sense.
Right now, there's still a lot of uncertainty in the regulatory space, which can create hesitancy among some investors.
So more regulatory clarity could be a good thing for Polygon, creating a more stable and predictable environment for growth.
Exactly. Favorable regulations could remove some of the barriers to entry for both individual and institutional investors, further fueling Polygon's adoption. But let's not forget about the tech itself. Polygon isn't just sitting back and waiting for things to happen. They're constantly innovating and pushing the boundaries of what's possible with Layer 2 technology.
We can't just talk about external factors. We need to dive into what Polygon is doing to stay ahead of the curve. I know you mentioned something about Polygon 2.0 earlier. What's that all about?
Polygon 2.0 is a major upgrade that aims to further enhance Polygon's scalability, security, and user experience. It's a pretty complex topic, but essentially it's about making Polygon even more powerful and versatile.
Okay, so Polygon 2.0 is like a supercharged version of the current Polygon network.
Yeah.
Give me the highlights. What are the most exciting changes we can expect?
Well, one of the key focuses of Polygon 2.0 is improving transaction speeds and lowering fees even further. They're also working on making the network more secure and resilient, and they're introducing new features that will make it easier for developers to build and deploy decentralized applications on Polygon.
So basically, it's all about making Polygon even faster, cheaper, and more user-friendly.
Right.
Sounds like they're really aiming to become the go-to layer 2 solution for the entire blockchain ecosystem.
Exactly. They're not just trying to build a better express lane for Ethereum. They're trying to create a whole new highway system that can connect different blockchains and enable seamless interoperability.
Wow. That's a pretty ambitious vision. But it seems like they've got the technology, the partnerships, and the momentum to make it happen.
Yeah.
But before we get too carried away with all this technical talk,
I
think it's important to bring things back down to earth and talk about what all of this means for the average person.
You're absolutely right. It's easy to get lost in the technical details and the hype surrounding crypto, but ultimately it all comes down to how this technology can impact people's lives.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's talk practical implications. If someone listening to this is considering investing in Matic, what are the key things they should be thinking about?
Well, first and foremost, it's crucial to remember that the crypto market is inherently risky. Prices can fluctuate wildly, and there's always the potential for loss. It's never a good idea to invest more than you can afford to lose.
It's important to be aware of the risks and to approach crypto investments with caution. But assuming someone understands the risks and is still interested in Matic, what factors should they be considering?
Well, they should carefully consider their own investment goals and risk tolerance. They should also do their own research on Polygon. Understand the technology, the team, the roadmap, and the competitive landscape.
So basically, don't just jump in because you heard some price predictions or because you saw Matic mentioned on Twitter. Take the time to really understand what you're investing in. But I'm also curious, beyond the individual investor, how might these trends surrounding Polygon impact the broader crypto landscape and even the world beyond crypto?
That's a fascinating question. If Polygon continues on its current trajectory, it could play a significant role in shaping the future of the internet. Its focus on scalability and interoperability could pave the way for wider adoption of blockchain technology across various industries.
So we're talking about a future where blockchain isn't just about cryptocurrencies, but about transforming everything from supply chains to healthcare to voting systems.
Exactly. Polygon is at the forefront of this movement to bring blockchain technology to the masses, and if they succeed, it could have a profound impact on how we live, work, and interact with the world around us.
Okay, I'm officially captivated by the Polygon story. This is definitely a project worth watching closely. But before we get too carried away with all this futuristic talk, let's step back for a moment and remember that we're still dealing with predictions and possibilities. The crypto world is unpredictable, and there's no guarantee that any of this will come to pass.
You're absolutely right. It's important to keep our feet on the ground and remember that the crypto market is still relatively young and evolving rapidly. Unexpected events can and do happen, and they can have a significant impact on prices and the trajectory of projects.
So while it's exciting to think about the potential of Polygon and the transformative power of blockchain technology, it's essential to approach it all with a healthy dose of realism and skepticism.
Exactly. Enthusiasm is great, but it's important to temper that enthusiasm with careful consideration of the risks and a willingness to adapt as the landscape changes.
Well said. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the technical details of Polygon's technology to the broader trends shaping the crypto world. But before we wrap things up, I want to make sure we leave our listeners with something to ponder, something to take away from this deep dive.
That's a great idea. We've thrown a lot of information at our listeners today, but it's ultimately up to them to decide what it all means for them.
Exactly. So, dear listener, here's the final thought-provoking question for you to chew on. Given the potential for both growth and volatility in the crypto market, what factors would you personally consider before making any decisions related to Matic? Would you be swayed by those enticing price predictions, or would you delve deeper into the technology, the team, and the competitive landscape?
That's an excellent question to leave our listeners with. It encourages them to take everything we've discussed today and apply it to their own unique circumstances and investment goals. And remember, Always do your own research, consider the risks, and never invest more than you can afford to lose.
And speaking of amazing opportunities, don't forget to check out those awesome offers linked in the description below. They might just be the perfect tool to help you navigate the exciting, ever-evolving world of crypto. Hopefully we've sparked some curiosity and maybe even inspired a few of you to do your own deep dives into Polygon. There's always more to learn.
Absolutely.
And the crypto space never sleeps.
It sure doesn't.
Until next time.
See, yeah.
It's all about empowering our listeners to make informed decisions and to navigate the complex world of crypto with confidence. That's what this deep dive is all about.
That's right. We're not here to give financial advice,
right,
but to provide insights and hopefully make this exciting world of crypto a little less intimidating and a lot more understandable.
Exactly. Hopefully we've sparked some curiosity and maybe even inspired a few of you to do your own deep dives into Polygon.
Yeah, I hope so.
There's always more to learn, and the crypto space never sleeps.
It really doesn't. There's always something new happening. It's what makes it so exciting.
It really is. So until next time.
See you there.
Be sure to check out the links below for those amazing offers.
Oh yeah, don't forget about those offers. They're pretty sweet.
They really are. And remember everyone, do your own research, invest responsibly, and stay curious about the world of crypto.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself.
We'll see you on the next deep dive.
Take care.